The distress beacon pulsed through subspace like a dying star's final breath. In the cramped command center of the Valorian research vessel Celestial Whisper, Chief Researcher Telex's four eyes widened in horror as the translation matrix finally decoded the ancient artifact they'd activated. "By the ancestors," Telex whispered, his chitinous fingers trembling over the console. "It's not a power source. It's a summoning device." His assistant, a young Valorian named Pris, tilted her head in confusion. "Summoning what, Chief?" Before Telex could answer, the artifact, a crystalline structure they'd excavated from the dead world of Kepler 442b, erupted with blinding light. The message it broadcast was simple, encoded in mathematical principles that transcended language. Danger. Threat detected. Allies needed. The Valorian research team had no idea they'd just activated a beacon placed by humanity 2,000 years ago. During their first desperate war against the Zenthari swarm, across the galaxy in 12 different sectors, human vessels received the signal simultaneously. Admiral Sarah Chen was reviewing supply requisitions aboard the dreadnought Indomitable when every alarm on the bridge shrieked to life. Her second-in-command, Commander Okonkwo, nearly dropped his coffee. "Admiral, ancient protocol beacon just activated. Sector 447." Chen's blood ran cold. She knew what that meant. Every human officer did. Those beacons were placed during the dark centuries when humanity clawed its way off Earth and into a hostile universe that didn't want them. When they learned that their homeworld was classified as a Class 12, Deathworld, a planet so lethally hostile that no other known species could survive its conditions without environmental suits. "Sound. General quarters," Chen ordered, her voice iron. "Activate Article 7 protocols. Someone triggered one of our old beacons. Admiral, that's a declaration of total war footing." Did I stutter, Commander?" Within minutes, the Indomitable tore through subspace, its quantum drive screaming. But Chen's vessel wasn't alone. The Valorian research ship detected them an hour later. "Chief, multiple vessels approaching at impossible speeds." Pris's voice cracked with panic. 17. No, 23. "Chief, they're still coming." Telex felt his hearts hammering against his carapace. The Valorian collective had explored 300 systems and met 47 species. They considered themselves reasonably knowledgeable about galactic civilizations. None of them moved like this. The lead vessel decelerated from faster than light, traveled directly into standard orbit, a maneuver that should have torn the ship apart. Telex watched in horrified fascination as the fleet assembled around them. Massive dreadnoughts bristling with weapons that made Valorian defense platforms look like children's toys. Nimble destroyers that danced through space with predatory grace, and carrier vessels each larger than Valoria's orbital stations. "They're hailing us," Pris whispered. The view screen activated, and Telex found himself staring at a creature unlike any he'd encountered. She had only two eyes, both forward-facing like a predator, and her skin was a smooth, vulnerable-looking brown. No scales, no carapace, no natural armor whatsoever. When she spoke, her teeth were flat except for pronounced canines, a predator species. From the positioning of those eyes, a pursuit predator. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Coalition," the creature said, her voice carrying an edge that made Telex's survival instincts scream. "You've activated a distress beacon. State your emergency." Telex struggled to find words. "There is no emergency. We are researchers. We found an artifact. We didn't know." "You found one of our beacons." Chen's expression hardened. "Where is the threat?" "There is none." "Please, we meant no harm. We're scientists." "We didn't understand what—" Another human appeared on screen, darker-skinned with graying hair. "Admiral, scans confirm no hostile vessels in system. Research vessel matches Valorian collective signatures. Database indicates they're pacifist explorers. Threat level negligible." Chen studied Telex for a long moment. The researcher felt like prey beneath the gaze of something that had hunted successfully for millions of years. "You're telling me," Chen said slowly, "that you activated an ancient human distress beacon, bringing 12 battle groups to full combat readiness, deploying over 40,000 personnel, and pulling 3 fleets from active patrol routes." "By accident?" "Yes," Telex blurted. "We didn't know. Your species. We've never encountered your species. We didn't know these beacons existed. We thought it was a power source for study." The silence stretched for an eternity. Then, impossibly, the human admiral laughed. It was a sharp barking sound that made Telex flinch. Stand down, General Quarters, Chen ordered, still chuckling. Return to standard alert. Commander Okonkwo, get me first contact protocols and diplomatic channels. Looks like we just scared the hell out of some academics. The view screen shifted to show the full scope of humanity's response. Telex felt his legs weaken. There were 67 vessels now, ranging from small frigates to city-sized battle carriers. Each one carried weapons that could crack planets, all this for a distress call. Chief Researcher Telex, Chen said, her demeanor softening slightly. My apologies for the overwhelming response. But understand this, humans don't abandon our own. We don't ignore calls for help. 2,000 years ago, we placed those beacons when we stood alone against annihilation. Every human vessel within range is obligated to respond. But we're not human, Telex stammered. Chen smiled, and for the first time, Telex saw it wasn't the smile of a predator, but something else. Something that made his species survive 4 mass extinctions through cooperation alone. You called for help, Chen said simply. That makes you one of ours now. Welcome to humanity's sphere of protection, Chief Researcher. We'll be escorting you home and establishing diplomatic relations with the Valorian Collective. Fair warning, though. Her smile widened. Humans take friendship very seriously. As Telex watched the massive Armada adjust formation to escort his tiny research vessel, he realized something profound. The galaxy feared Deathworlders because they assumed such species were violent, territorial, and aggressive. They were right about all of that. What they didn't understand was that those same traits made humanity fiercely, terrifyingly protective of anything they considered theirs. And humanity had just adopted the Valorian Collective. The galaxy would never be the same.